Time for a drink with the living!
Voltage, vitality, elevation.
The bar scene. Bars are often a vibrant blend of energy, atmosphere, and connection, where the clink of glasses and hum of conversation mix with dim lights and eclectic music. It's a place where strangers become friends, and every drink tells a story, whether it's a cozy dive, a sleek cocktail lounge, or a lively pub. Each bar has its own character, offering a sense of escapism and adventure, where the night is filled with possibilities, and the only certainty is that something interesting is about to happen. Speaking of interesting things happening, haunted bars offer the most excitement. With their rich history, their paranormal activity, and the history of the long gone who still linger. We love a good scare, don't we? There's something thrilling about the unknown, something that makes our hearts race and our imaginations run wild. Haunted houses, spooky stories that chill down your spine when you walk into an old, empty room. These experiences tap into our deepest fears and curiosities. There's just something about the unknown, the possibility of something beyond our understanding, that draws us in. It's like a puzzle we can't help but try to solve, even if the pieces are terrifying. Maybe it's the adrenaline rush, the quickening pulse when you hear a floorboard creak in an empty hallway. That moment when your senses are heightened and every shadow seems to hold a secret. Or it's the thrill of the hunt, the search for evidence of the supernatural. The idea that we might capture something on camera, or hear a whisper from the other side. Or maybe, just maybe, it's the hope that we're not alone in the universe. Beings from other dimensions of existence more than what we can see and touch. Whatever the reason, our fascination with the paranormal is undeniable. We're drawn to these places, these stories, because they offer a glimpse into a world that is both frightening and fascinating. We flock to haunted locations, eager to catch a glimpse of a ghost or experience something unexplainable. It's a shared experience, a way to connect with others who share the same curiosity and fears that you do. These places hold a strange power over us, a mixture of fear and excitement that's hard to resist. They challenge our understanding of reality and push the boundaries of what we believe is possible. What better place to encounter the supernatural than a haunted bar? A place where the line between the living and the dead seems to blur, where every corner may hold a peeping phantom and every shadow a mystery. So grab a drink, pull up a chair, and let me tell you about some of the most haunted bars in America. Our first stop takes us to the heart of New York City, to a cozy little pub called the Ear Inn. Established in 1817, this place is practically ancient by New York standards, and trust me, it's seen some things. Back in the day, this place was a hotbed of revolutionary activity. Word on the street is that George Washington himself even stopped by for a pint or two. The Ear Inn is one of New York City's oldest surviving taverns, located at 326 Spring Street in the Soho neighborhood. Built in 1817, this federal-style building has a rich and storied history, making it a prime location for supernatural tales. It was originally built as a home for James Brown, an African-American aide to George Washington during the American Revolutionary War, who was well known in the city. The inn's connection to history and its status as a former boarding house for sailors has made it a cultural and historical landmark with numerous eerie stories tied to its past. James was not only involved in the Revolution, but he also worked as a tobacco trader. Over the years, the building changed hands and served various purposes, including as a brewery, boarding house, a brothel, and later as a bar. During the 19th century, the area around the bar was a bustling part of the port, with ships docking nearby and sailors frequenting the establishment. In 1890, the bar was named the Ear Inn, and it's still operating under that name today. The maritime history of the Ear Inn is crucial to its ghost stories. Given its proximity to the river and its reputation as a haunt for sailors, it attracted seafarers, merchants, and even smugglers. This activity led to a variety of personalities, many of whom met untimely and mysterious deaths in or around the premises, fueling stories of paranormal events. One of the most famous ghost stories associated with the Ear Inn involves a spirit named George. According to local lore, George was a sailor during the early 1800s who frequented the pub regularly. After returning from a long voyage, George was allegedly killed under mysterious circumstances either inside the pub or very close by. Some say he was run over by a horse-drawn carriage in front of the building, while others suggest he died in a drunken brawl within its walls. It's often said that George's ghost remains attached to the tavern, making appearances or causing strange occurrences. Reports from patrons and staff have included hearing disembodied footsteps, glasses moving on their own, and doors opening and closing without explanation. Some have even claimed to see an apparition that resembles a sailor, often in the upstairs quarters that were once used as a boarding house. People who believe they've encountered George describe him as a friendly but mischievous presence. Visitors and employees of the Ear Inn have reported numerous supernatural events over the years. One of the most common experiences involves strange knocking sounds coming from the walls or floors as if someone is tapping to get attention. Another common tale involves lights flickering on and off, even when the electrical systems are in perfect working order. Some of the more unsettling reports come from patrons who claim to feel cold spots in certain areas of the bar, often accompanied by an inexplicable feeling of being watched. There have also been instances where objects like bottles or glasses have flown off shelves or tables with no logical explanation. Even staff members who work in the bar's basement have reported hearing whispers or seeing shadowy figures darting around corners. The upstairs area, which was once used to house sailors, has also been a hotspot for paranormal activity. People staying in rooms overnight have spoken of hearing footsteps pacing back and forth outside their doors. The feeling of someone sitting at the edge of the bed has been reported, even though no one was visibly there. Though not directly tied to the ghost story, the Ear Inn has welcomed some significant figures over the centuries. Its status as a Revolutionary War hotspot makes it even more fascinating considering the numerous personalities who have passed through its doors. This blend of historical figures and tragic stories is what gives the Ear Inn its legendary status among New York's haunted locations. The tavern's past, steeped in folklore, revolutionary history, and ghostly encounters make it a fascinating stop for those exploring haunted bars. Next up, we're heading to the Pacific Northwest, to the historic White Eagle Saloon in Portland, Oregon. This place has been a fixture in Portland since 1905, and it's got a reputation for being one of the most haunted spots in the city. They say the most active spirit here is a woman named Rose. Apparently she was a regular at the saloon back in the day, and she loved to play cards. Now she's said to hang around the card tables, hoping to challenge unsuspecting patrons to a game. Some people claim to have felt a cold breeze as they play cards, while others have reported seeing cards move on their own. One thing's for sure, if you're feeling lucky and you find yourself at the White Eagle Saloon, you might just want to challenge Rose to a hand. But be warned, she's a tough one to beat. The White Eagle Saloon isn't just known for its ghostly encounters. It's also a place where history and culture blend seamlessly. Over the years, it has hosted countless patrons, each adding their own stories to the saloon's rich tapestry. From Prohibition-era escapades to modern-day gatherings, the saloon has seen it all. The jukebox in the corner still plays tunes from decades past, adding to the nostalgic ambiance. On weekends, the dance floor comes alive with people swaying to the rhythm of yesteryears. The bartenders here are known for their signature cocktails, each with a story of its own. And if you're lucky, you might hear a ghost story or two from the regulars. Rose, the most famous spirit, is often the topic of these tales. Her story is one of love, loss, and an undying passion for cards. Legend has it that Rose was a formidable card player, often besting even the most skilled opponents. Her presence is felt most strongly at the card tables, where many have claimed to see a ghostly hand holding a winning hand. The reactions of those who encounter her range from sheer terror to excited disbelief. Time seems to stand still in these moments as the line between the past and present blurs. As night falls, the White Eagle Saloon takes on an even more mysterious aura. The whole atmosphere of the saloon changes, and the air is thick with anticipation, as if the past and the present were somehow merged. Many leave with a story to tell, a brush with the supernatural that they won't soon forget. So, if you ever find yourself in Portland, make sure to visit the White Eagle Saloon. Whether you're there for the history, the drinks, or the chance to play a ghostly game of cards, it's an experience you won't want to miss. Who knows? You might just get to play a hand with Rose herself. Just remember, she's a tough one to beat.
You think you can win? Your luck's about to change.
No trip through haunted bars would be complete without a stop in New Orleans, the most haunted city in America. And when it comes to spooky watering holes, Lafitte's Blacksmith Shop Bar is in a league of its own. Built sometime in the early 1700s, this place has seen it all. But its most famous resident is none other than the pirate Jean Lafitte himself. Legend has it that Lafitte used the building as a front for his smuggling operation back in the day. Now, Lafitte's ghost is said to roam the bar, keeping a watchful eye on the patrons. People have reported seeing his shadowy figure lurking in the corners, and some have even claimed to have smelled his pipe tobacco. Lafitte's Blacksmith Shop Bar, located on Bourbon Street in the French Quarter of New Orleans, is one of the oldest surviving structures in the city and among the most iconic historical bars in America. Built sometime between 1722 and 1732, this Creole cottage is steeped in legend, mystery, and local lore. The building's enduring charm lies not only in its age, but in its connection to the infamous pirate and privateer, Jean Lafitte. Today, Lafitte's Blacksmith Shop serves as a rustic, dimly lit bar, famous for its candlelight-only interior, exposed brick walls, and the air of history that permeates its every corner. The story of Jean Lafitte is a tangled mix of fact and folklore. Lafitte, born around 1780, was a well-known figure in the Gulf of Mexico and along the southern U.S. coast during the early 19th century. He and his brother, Pierre Lafitte, operated as privateers and smugglers, primarily out of Barataria Bay, south of New Orleans. Their black market dealings helped supply the city with goods and made them beloved figures among locals. Despite his unlawful activities, Lafitte earned a complex reputation, later aiding General Andrew Jackson in the Battle of New Orleans during the War of 1812. According to legend, Lafitte's blacksmith shop was one of the key locations where Lafitte and his crew operated covertly. The blacksmith shop facade was said to be a cover for his smuggling operations, where deals for contraband, weapons, and other illicit goods were made. Though there's little concrete evidence to confirm the exact details, the romanticism of the pirate lore has become an inseparable part of the bar's mystique. Lafitte's blacksmith shop is reputed to be one of the most haunted places in New Orleans, and Jean Lafitte's ghost is said to linger there. Lafitte's spectral presence is described as an unsettling, shadowy figure often seen standing by the fireplace or lurking in the bar's darker corners. Many visitors have reported strange, eerie sensations such as feeling watched or witnessing Lafitte's ghostly silhouette dressed in 19th century attire, complete with a wide-brimmed hat. Some patrons claim they've experienced cold spots in the bar, especially near the fireplace, which is believed to be Lafitte's favorite haunt. This area of the bar is said to have been a meeting place for the pirate and his crew, possibly where they plotted smuggling routes and made secret deals. Lafitte's spirit is typically described as calm but intense, often appearing as a full-bodied apparition, and his eyes, when seen, seem to glow red, according to the most vivid accounts. Other paranormal activities at the bar include objects moving on their own, such as bottles tipping or shifting, unexplained footsteps, and the disembodied sound of a low male voice, which some believe is Lafitte himself, still watching over his old haunt. Visitors have also experienced strange lights or orbs in their photographs, and some bartenders have reported the sensation of being tapped on the shoulder when no one else is around. The bar's moody, candlelit ambiance adds to the sense of timelessness and mystery. Because the building has no electricity for lighting, the flickering flames create a shadowy atmosphere, intensifying the paranormal legends. The creaky floorboards, antique decor, and historical weight make Lafitte's blacksmith shop a quintessentially New Orleans destination, appealing to both history buffs and those seeking a supernatural thrill. Lafitte's blacksmith shop is a place where history and legend intermingle, offering a unique experience of stepping back in time to the days of pirates, smugglers, and clandestine dealings. It's a venue where the spirits of the past may still linger, and where the adventurous come for a drink and leave with a story, or even an encounter with Jean Lafitte himself.
Come to the shadows and drink with me, mate.
Hold on a second, you might be thinking. The Alamo? Isn't that a historical mission, not a bar? Well, you're right, it is a mission, but it's also a place where people gathered, shared stories, and yes, even drank. The Alamo is a place where history comes alive, where the sacrifices of brave men still echo through the centuries. And some say that those who fell defending the Alamo never truly left. Visitors and staff have reported strange noises, cold spots, and even apparitions dressed in period clothing. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's no denying that the Alamo is a place of immense historical significance, a place where the veil between the past and present feels remarkably thin. The Alamo, located in San Antonio, Texas, is one of the most significant historical landmarks in the United States. Known primarily for its role in the Texas Revolution, the Alamo's story is one of sacrifice, resilience, and the fierce fight for freedom. It began as Mission San Antonio de Valero, founded in 1718 by Spanish settlers and missionaries. This mission was part of Spain's broader effort to establish its presence in the region, converting indigenous peoples and asserting control over territories. By the early 1800s, the mission was secularized and fell into disuse. However, it gained prominence when it was repurposed as a military outpost during Mexico's struggle for independence from Spain. After Mexico won independence in 1821, the Alamo served as a strategic fortress for military forces. It eventually became the focal point of the Texas Revolution, the Battle of the Alamo, a fight for Texas independence. In 1835, as tensions between Mexican authorities and Texan settlers, known as Texians, escalated, the Alamo became a flashpoint. By the end of 1835, Texan revolutionaries seized control of San Antonio and the Alamo from Mexican forces. As the war for Texas independence heated up, Mexican General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna marched north with an army to quash the rebellion. On February 23, 1836, Santa Anna's forces began their siege of the Alamo, where a small, ragtag group of around 200 Texan defenders was holed up, commanded by William B. Travis, James Bowie, and legendary frontiersman Davy Crockett. Despite being outnumbered, Santa Anna's force numbered between 1,800 and 6,000 men. The defenders held out for 13 days. The final assault on the morning of March 6, 1836, was brutal and swift. Santa Anna's forces breached the walls, killing almost every defender, including Travis, Bowie, and Crockett. Despite the defeat, the bravery and sacrifice of the Alamo defenders became a rallying cry for Texan forces, leading to the eventual victory at the Battle of San Jacinto, where Texas won its independence. The Alamo transformed from a forgotten mission into a symbol of courage and determination. The paranormal history of the Alamo. Given its bloody history and tragic loss of life, the Alamo has long been regarded as one of the most haunted sites in the United States. Stories of paranormal activity here date back almost immediately after the famous battle, the ghosts of the Alamo and shadowy soldiers. Many visitors and staff at the Alamo have reported sightings of shadowy figures, often described as ghostly soldiers wandering the grounds at night. These apparitions are thought to be the spirits of the fallen defenders or Mexican soldiers who died during the battle. Witnesses claim to see these figures moving silently, marching in formation, or standing guard by the walls. Davy Crockett's apparition. One of the most famous ghosts said to haunt the Alamo is none other than Davy Crockett, the legendary frontiersman. His presence is often reported near the Long Barrack or the chapel, where he fought valiantly until the end. Some people claim to hear disembodied voices or feel a sense of being watched, particularly around Crockett's last known location. His ghost has been described as a tall man wearing buckskin clothing, fitting the description of the famous American folk hero, the mysterious monk. A particularly eerie apparition frequently reported at the Alamo is that of a ghostly monk or priest, which is believed to date back to the mission's early days. Described as wearing a dark robe with a hood that obscures his face, the monk is said to silently glide through the grounds, appearing and disappearing without a trace. Some believe this spirit may be a former missionary still watching over the site, the Blue Lady. Another popular ghost story revolves around a woman dressed in a flowing blue dress known as the Blue Lady. She is often seen near the Alamo grounds, wandering aimlessly or weeping. Legends suggest she was either a Texan woman searching for a loved one who perished in the battle, or the wife of one of the mission's former inhabitants, the Night Watchman. Many night watchmen who have worked at the Alamo have reported eerie experiences, including hearing footsteps and voices or seeing doors open and close on their own. A notable story involves a night watchman in the 1800s who encountered 6 spectral figures near the Alamo's south wall. These apparitions appeared to be armed with flaming swords and reportedly prevented Mexican soldiers from destroying the chapel. The children's laughter. Given the Alamo's history as a mission, it's believed that not all the spirits tied to the location are from the battle. Some visitors have reported hearing the faint sound of children's laughter or playful giggles, often near areas where indigenous families and children once lived during the mission's early years. These innocent sounds contrast starkly with the somber history of the Alamo, adding another layer of mystery to the paranormal activity. Paranormal investigations. Over the years, numerous paranormal investigators and ghost hunters have visited the Alamo, hoping to document evidence of its hauntings. Some have recorded strange anomalies like unexplained temperature drops, audio recordings of mysterious voices, and sightings of ghostly figures on video. Given the Alamo's historical significance, it has been a regular feature on ghost tours and paranormal TV shows. The Alamo Today. Today, the Alamo is preserved as a historic site and museum, drawing millions of visitors annually. The chapel, the Long Barrack, and several other buildings remain, each offering a glimpse into the past. While the site is revered as a symbol of Texas independence and courage, it also serves as a spiritual and paranormal hotspot for those fascinated by the supernatural. Visitors continue to report ghostly sightings and unusual phenomena, keeping the legends of the Alamo alive. Whether one is drawn to the site for its history or its reputation as one of America's most haunted locations, the Alamo offers a rich and compelling narrative of heroism, tragedy, and the lingering spirits of the past. From the cobblestone streets of New York City to the French Quarter of New Orleans, haunted bars offer a unique blend of history, mystery, and good old-fashioned fun. They're places where we can connect with the past, raise a glass to those who came before us, and maybe even catch a glimpse of something unexplainable or eerie. So, the next time you're looking for a night out with a twist, skip the crowded nightclubs and head to your local haunted bar. You never know who you might meet there, or what fascinating stories you might uncover. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. So what do you think about haunted bars? Would you visit a haunted bar, or have ever had a brush with the paranormal? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Stay curious, guys. Stay electrifying. And as always, stay elevated.
Thanks for watching Voltage Vitality Elevation. Please select one of the videos displayed on the screen to continue watching.